So not everything goes smoothly in business. And actually, if it goes smoothly, it takes us longer to get there. I always say that you learn from a lot of failures, that we learn a lot more than if we achieve. So one of the pivotal moments is that one of the brands, we're not in the best place. It looked huge, it looked massive, we were on everywhere, but the bank balance behind the scenes and the money what had actually been spent, because we weren't on the figures, we're not in a healthy place.
Welcome to the Pro Beauty Pod. I'm Eve, editor of Professional Beauty, and together with my team we'll be bringing you insight and opinion on the hottest issues and the latest developments in beauty, spa, nails and aesthetics, as well as chatting with industry leaders and innovators about the secrets of their success. Thanks for listening, we hope you enjoy it.
The first question I've got is just what inspired you to start Nouveau HD Beauty? Where did that inspiration come from?
So what inspired me is many years ago when I first started in hair and beauty college, I owned my own hair and beauty salon, and one of my friends at that time had breast cancer, and I were renting a room to a tattoo artist. So I went into his room and asked him if I could use one of his tattoo machines, could he show me what to do? And he did. No training. Don't do that, guys. That's not what you do. And I tattooed my friend's eyebrows and areolas. So I were a makeup artist, so that were a great advantage. But when it came to tattooing her areolas, I had no idea how they were. So one of the things I had to do was buy one of those lad mags, what you buy off the top shelf, and have a look at how areolas work. Anyway, I tattooed her a lovely set of areolas, and the emotion on her face at that time, the confidence I'd given her, I just knew that this were a career I needed to go into and do something like this for other people. So I went then to the States. I went out to San Francisco on my own, got on a flight. Nobody really did these type of treatments. Nobody did medical treatments around in the UK. This were in 1996. And I learnt permanent makeup. And the medical tattooing were a lot of my own inspiration on how I could do all the medical work. I came back and I said to my partner, this is so emotional, this brings so much to people, so much confidence that they had not had, that when they've not got eyebrows, or the eyebrows were really poor, that being able to have them on gave them so much confidence. I set up a training academy because I said to my partner, I'm going to make this big in about 5 years' time. And then we did. We set up a training academy called Nouveau Contour at the time. And then we went on, and I actually wanted to be able to help alopecia people, people who've got no eyelashes. So we went out to Hong Kong and we were looking at all the products and everything, what they had in Hong Kong and exhibition centres. And at that time, guys, I came back with a small little bag of, they were lashes, but I actually say they look like pubes, right? They look like, at the time, I'd had a good shave, popped them in a bag, and I said to my partner again, we're going to actually be able to create lashes out of this. So that's when Nouveau lashes were created. When I just got some back scratchers, does anybody do nails? Do you remember back scratchers? Adhesive. I got back scratchers adhesive, which is a cyanoacrylate adhesive, and stuck them onto my friend's eyelashes. And that's when eyelash extensions were actually born. From then, we went into, and that's when I met somebody called Bridget Softly. We set up Nouveau Lashes. Then we did LVL lashes. That was something that we inspired myself, because lashes were straight down and I just wanted to lift them up at that time. So guys, it's just like, if you're creative, it's like, be creative. So, and I just lifted those lashes up with perm lotion because at the time I were a hairdresser. Nobody taught me how to do that. So lifted those lashes, and that's when LVL, the lash lift system, over 20 years ago, were actually born. And then we moved on, and I trained somebody called Neil Patel, who's a well-known name in the eyebrow industry, to do permanent makeup. And she became one of my trainers, and like us girls are in the bedroom, we're saying to us bestie friends, what can we do, what treatments can we do? And then that's when we decided that we really wanted to do a bespoke eyebrow treatment, which were not permanent makeup, which were a treatment that everybody could just go and get, a 7-step treatment, and we launched HD Brows. So that's a little bit of my journey. There's lots more, but
that's amazing.
That's when HD Brows were born.
That's incredible. What would you say, like, moving from being a therapist into being a beauty brand owner, what would you say that your biggest challenge that you faced was?
So it's a different story being a therapist. And even today, I'm still a therapist. I have clinics where I'm still doing permanent makeup, medical tattooing. So, but moving from a therapist to a boss and having a lot of people underneath you is a completely different set of skills. I want to actually say just dealing with people. Just the word people. But you're now moving in from not just doing, wanting to be able to do amazing treatments for your clients, that you are now having to deal with finance. It's like I had to go on Sage, understand how to do Sage, because you actually want to do all these things yourself, or you've not got money to pay out for all these other roles. Sage, ops, operations, you then do sales, customer service, even legals, even registering everything. It's a completely different set of skills. So my biggest tips to everybody out there, when you're wanting to do everything yourself, and you think you can, and you think you've not got that cash to pay for people, employ people who are better than you. That's what I've done. I've found a skill, even if I couldn't afford it, thought I'll not take a lot of pennies, find somebody with better skills than you. Because trust me, long term, it will all work out. Even if you think I can't afford to pay them, one by one, somebody who's good at finance, because your biggest thing as well when you're moving, even if you've got a smaller business and you're just doing treatments, make sure your finances are all adding up, guys, because we might be working really, really hard, but we're not working smartly. We're not paying out more than we're actually bringing in. So finance is a massive job, and also marketing. You could be the best ever person out there, but do you know what? If you sat in a corner and nobody knows about you, what's the point? Shout out. Social media these days, guys, is an amazing thing. So taking that question back from being hands-on tools to being the boss, different set of skills, and you need to be the best at doing your treatments in one area and hire the best at what you're actually doing. And mainly, you'll probably bring a load of energy because we're creative people. I always say, I'm not just a CFO, a CEO, I'm a Chief Energy Officer. So my title is, I'll bring energy to the table, and you smash it out the park, everything else that you're good at.
Yeah, I mean, and you really did smash it out of the park. Nouveau HD Beauty has become such an iconic name in the industry. What do you think set the brand apart in such a competitive market as it is?
I think the iconic name, let's say I know the iconic name in the industry. We were one of the first brow brands out there, because there were a few brow brands which were just doing cosmetics, like selling retail, but we were one of the first. We actually set the brow. We actually brought the trends to the UK. They were not really a trend, and we brought it to the UK. It was like a 360 service. Not only did we offer treatments, we offered aftercare as well. So we actually did an amazing training program. 7 steps where we did all your consultations, all your prep work, waxing, tinting, threading, and definitely aftercare for your clients. And myself as well, who put the program together, and then we went out there and trained you guys. We trained professionals to be the best they could be, because we'd done college work. I'd done brows at college. You do some, but it's not as a branded treatment. And what we did, we smashed it out the park again by getting a lot of influencers at the time and a lot of TV shows. And everybody wanted HD brows. So HD brows became like a name like Hoover or Botox. And we did the same as well with LVL. So let's not just leave LVL out. LVL became a really massive brand name that everybody wanted LVL. So, two iconic names. So a lot of hard work, guys, but yeah.
And it's so impressive, and you have such an impressive career behind you. As an entrepreneur, how do you stay motivated to continue that success?
I would actually say stay motivated, to me, I think you've got to call yourself Mrs. Motivator. If you're the boss, that's what your name is. There's no other option about being motivated, because if we think you've got to help yourself stay motivated, but you've got to motivate your team. No matter how much of a shit day you're having, everybody, that smile on that face has got to be painted on when you're going in front of all your other therapists, if you're in a beauty salon, or if you're doing treatments in front of clients, or if you're in front of all your staff. That face, that has got to be painted on. So being motivated is not negotiable. So, and I will actually stay motivated myself by learning. I'll go on podcasts. I love a Stephen Bartlett podcast. I actually love him when he's talking about edophilia, and he's got a role called edophilia. I love the podcasts out there. Just listening. Why are you just driving?
The PB pod?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. The Pro Beauty Pod.
And so that's how you keep yourself motivated, by keeping the people around you motivated, staying learning. Can you share a pivotal moment that you think really significantly impacted the growth of your business?
One of the pivotal moments, I would actually say, before I take you on a positive ride, I'll take you on a negative ride. So not everything goes smoothly in business. And actually, if it goes smoothly, it takes us longer to get there. I always say that you learn from a lot of failures, that we learn a lot more than if we achieve. So one of the pivotal moments is that one of the brands, we're not in the best place. It looked huge, it looked massive, we were on everywhere, but the bank balance behind the scenes and the money what had actually been spent, because we weren't on the figures, we're not in a healthy place. So we'd gone into franchising, we'd gone into skin, well, it's actually HD brows, we'd gone into franchising, we'd gone into skin, pedicures, manicures, every other beauty treatment out there. And to realise that we can't even afford stock on a prime product of products which everybody's actually buying. So we're like out of stock of our main products. So it's a little bit of a reality its own. So what actually happened then, at that stage, things weren't going of the best of times. Nobody in the outside world will ever know. You could actually probably, on the bank balance, I could have probably turned around and say I'm absolutely bankrupt, could have lost everything I'd earned. But that smile was still painted on, guys, to all that members of the team. They had no idea what was going off behind the scenes. And at that time, I bought my business partner out. So my business partner in HD Brows, because I decided that we could not carry on the way we were. So I removed 80% of the skin, the let's say tanning, the nails, everything else we'd actually got into, and then went back to what is our core. And our core's brows. So we're known for brows. And so let's remove 80% of the noise around us, because 20% of that business, as we're all aware, we're 80% of the revenue what we're coming in. So we went back to basics. Not only did we go back to basics, at that time, which that's why I'm saying some very negatives, we brought a makeup brand in as well. So we'd actually changed our name, if anybody can remember, from HD Brows to High Definition Beauty. Right. So all our websites were High Definition Beauty. We lost lots of traction, as we all know how much it can cost. We SEO these days to get our websites up there. We lost lots of traction because we're now High Definition Beauty. And as makeup's High Definition Beauty. And then one day we get a letter. So my partner gives me a letter saying, we're now going to get sued because we've got high definition. Oh no, we'd actually got high definition makeup. And there were a brand what were called HD at that time for makeup. And I actually said to my partner, I just threw him the letter back because I were in a meeting. I went, we'll buy him out. Thinking I were a little bit clever, a little bit cocky. We'll buy him out, I said. And then he came back about 10 minutes later. He went, it's LVMH Karen who owns it. They are worth 47 billion. I was like, holy. I don't think we'll buy him out. I went, we'll have to change his name. So at that time, guys, we went back to HD Brows. And that is the pivotal time that I got the websites back to HD Brows, we got rid of all the noise, we just then went back out. HD Brows, this is who we are, this is our core brand. Stop playing around, stop trying to dabble into everything else, Karen. HD Brows is your core brand, not what you're known for. And that's the pivotal time that we smashed it.
Yeah, I think being known for a niche is actually a really good way to get yourself ahead of other people and ahead of the noise. Because, you know, you have to own what's good about you. Yeah. I think that's really good advice.
And that's a great thing, guys, as well. So a little bit of own what you're good at. Be authentic as well.
No, I think that's advice that can be taken into salons as well. I think that's really interesting.
And not only did we smash it, then we did distribution. So we went in lots of distribution in lots of different countries. Yeah. And we've got an amazing distribution network.
And you talked about keeping a smile on your face to motivate not only yourself but your team. How did you approach building a strong team and company culture while scaling your brands globally?
I think it starts with you, the culture, everybody. And when I said about putting a smile on your face, you are the culture. That if you're positive, you will find that you will get a positive crowd around you. And it's all about your people. I may have been like my name on the door, even with Karen Betts, with some of it, but it weren't about me, it's about the team. Who have you got around you? If you're surrounding yourselves with amazing heads around you, amazing people who are really passionate, like you're passionate about everything you do, then that's the culture. Treat them well. Make sure that if you're the boss, or even if you've got a salon and you've got a cleaner what comes into your salon, treat that cleaner well. They are as important as you are. So make sure you treat who's around you, who you're looking after, who's working with you well. And make sure you empower them. The worst thing you can actually do for any culture is undermine anybody what they're doing. Empower them and give them the autonomy to tell them what you want them to do, give them a good brief, and give them the autonomy to be able to get out there and fly the flag for yourself. We're all going to make mistakes. And as I said, even your team will only learn by making mistakes. And they're not really mistakes. They're just different learnings, as Stephen Bartlett would say. So they're just different ways to get into a different way of achieving things. But always make sure you're having all your team collaborating together. And the culture is like, celebrate success. If you're successful, let the team know. Shout out, let them know. be transparent with how well you're actually doing. Or sometimes you might not be doing well, but you all need to get together as a team.
What role has mentorship played in so you're talking about your team and bringing people up, what role has mentoring people played in your career?
We all need a mentor, and I've had a mentor as well. I mean, we have to think about when we're a child, our mums, our dads were our mentors. So then our teachers at school were our mentors. And everybody who's gone through beauty college or anything that you've actually done in your careers, you've had a mentor. You've had somebody teach you. So it's only the same in business. So I met a great friend, or she's a great friend as of now, but she came in as a client. And she'd retired at the age of 40. And she'd hit her goals in life. And you will often find that people who offer great mentorship will offer it advice to you and not want to be charged. I mean, education's different when you're actually doing training courses, but around you, everybody will be mentoring you all the time. So she mentored me. I remember when my first lesson was just even how to deal with clients who complained. So as simple as that. I used to speak to her every 2 to 3 weeks, just have an hour session. And even at the time that you're really, really stressed and you just want somebody to talk to, because it can be a lonely, lonely job when you're actually on your own. When you're at the top, you can feel like you're on your own. So having an outside mentor, guys, or even if it just get together with somebody who's in the same profession as you, I'm sure you are doing, and just chat to them. What are they doing? What's what? But yeah, definitely get a mentor. I mean, I mentor a lot of my staff as well. One day I would actually love to say I'm going to be anybody's mentor, and I'll get to that one day. But I'm just mentoring some of my staff presently, making sure that they're getting good training. But give back. I always say, do actually give back. Give people around you guidance and support.
Yeah, it's super important, especially with people coming into the industry. And the industry itself is always evolving. How are you keeping your brands ahead of the trends while maintaining their core identity?
Well, at present moment in time now, it's not myself, it's the team. And one of the things is that I stepped down from my role in Nouveau HD Beauty Group, so I did step down last year. And the team are amazing. Another amazing lady took over my role, who at that time was head of marketing. So Kirsty Fox. I just knew that the team, because of how I were around, that they looked at all the trends all the time, and we do follow the trends, but it doesn't mean to say we bring them to market to you guys. So we are all about our core values. I can give you an example of probably about, before COVID now, I remember that henna were very, very popular. And we'd been looking at henna just as it started coming popular. And 2 years later, we'd not brought it to the market because we were not disagreeing with some of the products and what were in the products. We did actually people were saying that we were behind the trends and everything, but we'd looked at the trends and our decision ethically were not to bring those products. Now since we've actually brought staining products out, but because the products are ethically, we're really happy with how those products are now. So we do follow trends. But what actually happens, we actually, in HD and LVL, we feel that we're timeless. So it's like the classical looks as well that will always be on trends.
Yeah, and it's also that, like we said earlier, maintaining true to yourself and what you think is right, your ethics, your brand identity.
But it is, guys, always prioritising education.
And kind of on that topic, what advice would you give to aspiring beauty entrepreneurs who want to build a brand with lasting impact, like the brands that you've worked on?
I would actually say to anybody, have a go. Don't have a go. But you've got to be dedicated. You've got to have a passion for this industry. If you think you're just going to actually be a one-hit, well, you could be a one-hit wonder, but you're not going to last long. If you actually want to just get a TikTok shop and start talking about a different something what you've just found, you've got it'll be a one-hit wonder. If you want to have a lasting impression and be an iconic brand, dedication is one of the things what you actually need. Passion for what you're actually doing, but you also need a purpose. Why are you actually doing this? What is your purpose? Because anybody can bring products out. We will always bring products out, but we will look at what the problem is first. Is it a problem that we can fix? Are these products what we've got? Or are we just bringing these products out for the sake of it? And if we're doing that, well, they never get to the market. We want to make sure it's what you actually want. Have you got a pain point? Have you got a problem? If you have, we will look at how we can actually fix it. Then we will look at the products. So we will look at people first, and then we will look at the products. Also, we actually add the planet in there. So it's not just about bringing something out what's unethical. It's all about bringing the right things out. So as well, guys, you need to make sure you've got a lot of resilience, because it will be a rocky road. It's not just simple. It's not entrepreneurship. Definitely, you need to be able to adapt to having like sleepless nights sometimes. But most of all, just enjoy it. Have fun. Don't stress yourself, because life's for living. And I always say that, so what? If something doesn't go right, well, let's just try again. Let's just try something else if it didn't go right. Enjoy what you actually do. So I never stress.
I love that. That's amazing. Looking back on your career and on your journey, is there anything that you wish you'd done differently, or maybe, a lesson that you might have wished you'd learned earlier?
I want to say nothing, really. But because if I had not have done what I have done now, I would not be sat on this chair. But also, I would not be in the fortunate position that I actually am in, because I were able to step down. We had investors within the business, so I were able to then spend some time for myself, doing a lot of travelling last year. So if I'd not gone through the stage of, let's say, nearly bankrupt or bankruptcy, as most people who are like entrepreneurs will be, I would have not got to the stage where I'm comfortable now in where I'm actually at in my lifestyle. So, but what I probably would have done, I'm saying nothing like as in like financial or a lot of the things I did, but what I would have done is I would have reflected on what we've actually achieved. Because one of the things you always find, and everybody in this room will probably do it, you never appreciate what you've already done. You always look at what you've not done. And then now I can reflect back. Myself and my team, we were always working to do the next thing. And I say to my team, it's not my team now, it's Kirsty's team, that how awesome we were. We looked back at the things we were. They're an awesome team now. I've never met a group of people as amazing as the Nouveau HD Beauty Group team. They are awesome in everything that they do because they are so passionate with everything they actually do. But you don't see that because you're always like, we need to achieve this next, we've got this next launch. Reflect on some of the things you've got to do. And another one, guys, work-life balance. We only live once. And I've been one of these people that all my life I've worked 18 hours a day. about 4 years ago, I actually worked out that if I'd have just done like a 40-hour week role from being younger, then the additional hours I'd actually worked, if I took 7 years off, I'd no need to feel guilty. Because we work, because I'm like, okay. So to me though, even working a 40-hour week feels like a retirement. Because 18 hours a week, and it's not just in COVID it was 18 hours a week, it's when you own your own business, as we all are aware, we never stop. I'm on watching TV like this, on the train on the way down here. I think to myself, I could have had just a nice little bag. No, my laptop comes with me. I'm tapping away at something, and I'm not really full-time working. But definitely think about yourself and your family, work-life balance, and anything is achievable if you actually want to achieve it. I'm a person I will call myself a sticky note queen. Not a brow queen, guys. I am the sticky note queen. Because people will say, how do you do what you do? In my task list, today I've got 792 tasks. That's what I've got. However, I've had 1,000 and odd tasks in the past. But in my brain, I've only got 2 or 3 tasks at the present I need to achieve today. Because I write everything down, it goes in my list, I prioritise it all, put it on the days I'm going to achieve it. And this is another little tip for you, if I ever get to a stage where my head's blown, I don't know what to do next, I just get sticky notes out and just put sticky notes on the wall, what's actually going through my head. And then I just think about what am I going to achieve in the next hour. That's it. 1 hour, that's all what's in my life. So I will bring this back to anything is achievable. I've got even bigger goals now. I've written goals and plans, and every day I say to myself, that's what I'm actually going to achieve. So I'm now working backwards from a date at end of 2030, what I want to do then, what I want to achieve, and I'm working backwards how I'm going to achieve it. Because if you're now just on a day-to-day, just doing things, think about your life, think about what you want to do and what you want to achieve, and how are you going to get there. And working backwards makes things a lot simpler, guys. And so one of my last sentences I always say, and I always say to my team, is if you want to do anything, just JFDI. And if you don't know what that means, it means just do it.
Here, thank you so much for coming. Thank you all for coming.
Thank
Have a
you.
great day.
Thank you, everybody.